Well, we've had a break in the weather. It is a pretty decent early autumn afternoon here, and I think it is about time to see if the Plymouth Valiant Convertible is going to run. You might have noticed things look a little empty in the yard here. The Torino and the F-150 Lariat are down at the house right now. I did sell the Impala, and the Black Thunderbird Turbo Coupe is gone, the Bean car is gone, and I have the Scout up for sale right now. You know, sometimes it feels really good to weed out some of the projects that are sitting in the driveway, especially when they go to people who are going to get around to them a lot sooner than I will. I suppose the first step here is to see if it has a key. I never actually looked at that. It would make it a lot easier. Is it on the other side here? Oh. Well, it might work. It feels a little weird. In terms of the funky push-button transmission deal going on here, I would assume it is in neutral. But it's still strapped down to the trailer, so it's not like it's going to go anywhere. Now let's move under the hood. Lovely noises. So I poked around in here briefly earlier. I was able to get the motor to rotate a little bit by putting pressure on the alternator belt and turning the fan. So it's not completely locked up. Whether there's a rust ridge in there somewhere we're going to run into, who knows. I think I'm going to start by taking the plugs out. That is, if I don't start removing plug wires and they just disintegrate. I should probably also take the vacuum up here and get some of this junk out of the way so that working in here is a little bit more pleasant. As I spend half an hour untangling this monstrosity of an extension cord, I'll show you the engine and transmission I bought the other night. So a guy came to our local car meet with some scrap iron and various other things in his trailer, including this that he had for sale, which is a 1975 360 and 727 combo out of a Cordoba. This is alleged to have 23,000 original miles, and it is really clean. Is that accurate? Who knows? Supposedly, the car was hit by a train of all things, and then it bounced around from owner to owner, auction to auction. He finally ended up with it, pulled the motor out. He had to cut it out with a torch, and then he just had it in dry storage ever since. That, probably next spring, will be going in the Petty Charger. Yes, I know we just put a different 318 in it this summer, and that engine is stronger than the one that we took out, but it smokes really fucking bad, and it's still just a 318, so I'm probably going to take the speed parts I've accumulated this summer, put them on the 360, and put everything in here. Then the car won't only look like a race car, but it might actually have a little get up and go. We'll need to repaint the hood, though. As you can see, that quick once-over with the vacuum made it look even better in here. There are a ton of Will It Run YouTube channels and everything at this point. I'm not going to bore you with all of the nitty-gritty details of taking plug wires out and shit like that. You've seen that hundreds, if not thousands of times already. I'll just let you know if anything interesting pops up. All the plugs came out super easy. They're pretty much just finger tight in here. A little bit of rust on 3 of them. 3 of them are running extremely rich. I think somebody's done this before. I think somebody's been in here and started soaking this maybe. I sprayed some WD-40 down in the cylinder so that it's not turning over completely dry. Not what I'd normally use, but it's what I had, and it's better than nothing. Now we got to rob a battery out of something, and I think the Charger is today's victim. Ah yes, pure, unbridled horsepower. Well, there you have it. It does indeed run. It started running a lot better when we opened up the choke, but I didn't get that on camera. We'll go over all that when I get some sort of fuel source hooked up to this and we're not trying to hand feed it and everything. No overly concerning noises of any kind. I'm actually quite surprised there was no like valve train clatter when it started up. It did not go into gear, and remember this is the push button transmission deal. I have a feeling whatever this is has something to do with it vacuum-wise, and nothing's hooked up. You can hit all the buttons you want while it's running, and it doesn't go into any gear, so I need to look into how this actually works. I'm not going to stand here and pretend like I have any idea how most of this works, because I don't. Anyway, I had it planned to film most of the evening trying to get this going. We're done early. I'm going to just cut the video here. Next time you see the car, we'll probably start cleaning it up and doing just some maintenance things and trying to figure out that transmission. Now that we know it runs, we can throw a little bit of money at it, like changing the oil and whatnot. For video purposes, I was hoping it was going to fight a little bit more than it did, but oh well, for the better, I suppose. Thanks for watching, as brief as that happened to be, and I'll catch you in the next one.